That was Time of Gold by Junpei Shina with Ryoko Shinohara.
And time now for Japan Unplugged, which features the latest science and technology. During the spring in Japan, lots of people hunt for shellfish in the tidal flats. Shellfish are popular food, but after their contents have been eaten or processed, there is the problem of the discarded shells. Most are merely dumped as a form of industrial waste. However, new uses are being found for these discarded shells. Today we will feature the possibilities with old shells.
Aomori Prefecture is situated on the northern tip of Honshu, about 500 kilometers north of Tokyo. There are huge piles of scallop shells around the fishing ports in this prefecture. The shells are discarded after the scallops have been removed for canning or to be sold fresh. The discarded shells are quite smelly. Some businesses dump the old shells in the mountains, and in some places the high salt content in the shells is killing the trees. More than 200,000 tons of scallop shells are discarded every year in Japan, and that's just the figure for scallops, not other shellfish. The local authorities have wondered what to do about these shell heaps.
We're at a laboratory in Aomori Prefecture's Hachinohe Institute of Technology. A team of researchers led by Professor Nobuji Koyama is working with some private sector companies to look for ways of using the discarded shells. Shells are mostly made of calcium carbonate, which can be dissolved in water to obtain a strong alkaline solution that is good at killing germs. Professor Koyama tells us more.
行ってきた菌の抗菌試験はですね、
Our trials have shown that the alkaline solutions obtained from the shells are good at destroying various germs, such as the colon bacillus, salmonella, which is a cause of food poisoning, staphylococcus, ringworm, and the bacteria that cause tooth decay. They are also good at destroying MRSA, a type of staphylococcus that is resistant to antibiotics, and which is a cause of hospital infections. Colon bacteria can be almost destroyed in the space of a minute when they are placed in one of these solutions.
The calcium carbonate is obtained by burning and pulverizing the shells. The shells have to be incinerated at high temperatures, 1050 degrees for a period of 3 hours, to remove proteins, fats, and other organic compounds. This is said to be the most effective way of obtaining the calcium carbonate. The calcium carbonate can produce very strong alkaline solutions. Professor Koyama tells us about another benefit in these solutions.
例えば火星ソーダなんかですと指につけますともうヌルヌルして皮膚が溶けてるのがわかるんですけども
When sodium hydroxide or caustic soda is dissolved in water, it has the same strong alkalinity as the calcium carbonate. You only have to dip your finger slightly in the solution for it to dissolve the skin. The calcium carbonate solution obtained from the shells, however, doesn't damage the skin if you dip your fingers in it. Given that the sea contains various dissolved minerals, we think they might be at work here.
The calcium carbonate solution obtained from these scallop shells is easy on the skin. It's already being marketed in the form of disinfecting sprays for the kitchen and bathroom. Experts are also looking at medical uses, such as in drugs to treat ringworm. The calcium carbonate is immediately effective against the fungus responsible for ringworm, and it's also gentle on the affected area. Experts think it could be useful in drugs. But the discarded shells can be used for something completely different. Professor Koyama says that the calcium carbonate obtained from the shells can also be used to absorb and break down toxic compounds. In Japan, building materials and furniture glues contain a lot of formaldehyde and other chemicals, which can give off fumes into the surrounding air. In a closed room, the high levels of these chemicals can cause nausea, headaches, and other health problems. Professor Koyama's team worked with a company to develop a wall paint to alleviate such problems. The paint contains pulverized shells.
ホルムアルデヒドに関してはもう10分間でだいたい
We carried out trials from this paint and found that it reduced the formaldehyde levels in a room by more than 80% in the space of about 10 minutes. It was similarly effective in absorbing the toxins present in the paint itself.
Shells which have been incinerated and pulverized reveal a myriad of minute holes under an electron microscope. The holes absorb the formaldehyde and other volatile chemicals, which are then broken down by the calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate breaks up the formaldehyde molecules, converting them into hydrogen and carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate can also transform other toxic chemicals into harmless gases.
The Land Infrastructure and Transport Ministry is encouraging the use of this paint containing pulverized shells. The paint has been used in more than 1,000 sites around Japan, such as senior citizen homes, primary schools, and other public facilities. Discarded shells could have various uses. The time might come when we don't just throw away a shell once we have eaten its contents. And that was Japan Unplugged. Today we looked at unexpected uses for discarded seashells.